See if it goes.
Yeah. All right. So
anyway, I wish I could get to like all the super chats on the tablet, like I did once before, and it didn't do it, and I have no idea why. No, I don't want to watch Titan with The Rock. Okay.
The Titan games with The Rock.
There are people there.
So we're back. This is 2 separate videos, but it's all going to still be one podcast on the Zoom. Thank the Lord, because it's less work on our part, I guess. But and you can easily go over to the Shout Engine page or iTunes or wherever to be able to listen to the whole thing uninterrupted, because we do talk about some things while we're trying to fix the stream. Not that it's necessarily of the greatest import, but hey, you know, it turns out I tried to see what would happen first, the stream getting back up and running or matching with someone on Tinder. And it turns out I have lost that bet. Well, it wasn't really a bet, but now I'm, you know, just checking out my top picks, which all these women are way too hot for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not entirely convinced they aren't bots. I wonder how many times, like, maybe a person swipes left on their soulmate because they're convinced that they're way too hot for them. And it's just like, you know, like, I'm only going to let you down. Like, let's be realistic here, you know? But,
Okay, back to the super chat questions. JSB 225 says, JSB 225 says, my Solus 06 has more rattles and interior noises than my 02 Trans Am. GM quality. How important is interior quality versus style and driving enjoyment? All right, we had style and driving enjoyment, you put in 2 different categories. So I don't know what you want me to do with that. So I'm going to pick how much is interior quality versus driving enjoyment. All right, now I need to find an example of a car that is really crappy, but really fun to drive, but has no poor interior quality. We could go right to the limit and say Ariel Atom, because that has no interior.
No,
it's a blast to drive. So it has to be really, really fun for you to not care about the interior. Like a Corvette C6 has, by today's standards, a bad interior, but it is fun to drive. Like, it has to be fun. But if the point of the car is to get you around comfortably, then it matters a whole lot.
I mean, I kind of like mid-90s Volvos. But that's kind of, again, it's what do you really, how much do you care about interiors? You know, you kind of have to not really give a damn. Like, if you're talking about like a Volvo 240, which doesn't have the worst interior in the world, but it's just kind of there, you know, it's just it's the, and I think I've used this line on something before, but it's what a car looks like when you draw a car as a kid in like kindergarten, of like, here's mommy getting in her car, and it's always red for some reason. But it's just like, it's thing with the, but yeah, we got lag, but you know, that's just it's
still lagging.
Well, this person says there's lag, but you know, it's very on brand for us, lagging. So it's gonna happen. So we're just gonna muscle through.
Mechanical Dan says used SHO or Stinger GT. I think you mean a modern SHO or Stinger GT. Okay, both are turbocharged and both are going to be nice on the inside. So the Stinger GT I think is nicer on the inside. Both I think are equally fast. Both take 93 octane. So what exactly are we talking about here? Use SHO. How much does the SHO name mean to you? And how much does it mean to a lot of people around you? I think being that when presented with an SHO, Stinger GT is nice, but maybe every day in SHO would be more fun. You are driving a Taurus. People may think you're a cop depending on what color that car is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally just becoming a Stinger cast, which is fine by me. I mean, it's a nice car. It's just one of those things where I feel like each incremental query about it is going to be this or that, or this or the Stinger, that or the Stinger.
Low G01 Gaming. This is a Mustang question. I'll leave it to Nick, and I'm going to make myself another martini. I'll be back.
Nice. What's your opinion on EcoBoost Mustangs versus V6 Mustangs? Do you consider anything below a V8 Mustang? Well, I drive a V6 Mustang, so I mean, I still consider that a Mustang, but I've gotten a lot of grief about it because a lot of people don't consider it a Mustang, which, you know, it's whatever. Everybody has a right to their opinion. I got it that way because I was without a car and I didn't want to keep waiting to find the one that I wanted because, you know, some people don't really have the luxury of waiting, I guess. And I didn't have another car that I could be using while I was looking for the Mustang that I wanted. I'm very much a Ford guy, and I saw it. It was a reasonable price. I liked it. It was comfortable. It drove well. You know, I didn't have issues with the ride quality. And so I bought it. And now I could always, you know, sort of do modifications and do whatever it is that you would do to a Mustang if you wanted to really up the horsepower, up the speed, up the just power in general. But I don't really care about those types of things. So it's never really been a priority for me. I feel like there are other things I could be spending money on, which, I mean, not to say that I really feel like spending money at all. It's just, it is what it is. It's just a car and I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's more than an appliance to me, but I've never been one of those people who wants to do all sorts of like crazy, wild things to his car or wants to sort of proclaim himself based on the nature of the car he drives. You know, I drive a V6 Mustang and I don't really care. I'm happy with it and I love the car. So
Gin martini.
Yeah, it's very nice. Man, I miss drinking. It's one of those things. Like, I'm on antibiotics for the sinus infection, so I can't have anything to drink. That, and I'm trying to do it less just because it's like empty calories for me. That and longer recovery time.
True.
Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm like writing something and you just have like the one little, like the little snifter of like scotch, little nip, like I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, I don't think like there's a problem and that someone needs to stage an intervention because I'm having a little nightcap. You know what I mean? Because
speaking of cat mask more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please. It's still going to be like flaming hot. Which I need to remind myself of how hot that the box that it comes in says something. Wow. It keeps it hot for 16 hours, which is just ridiculous. I was going to, I brewed 2 of these because before we were going to have a shoot today, I figured it was going to be cold. So let me bring one, but now I just have that extra
dope.
Yeah. I just have the extra pot on reserve. And so that's going to be nice for Friday. But yeah, it's just, I don't think of Mustangs as something where, oh, you're not a real Mustang. I don't like that whole mentality of it has to match these specific, specifications.
I know it's like way ahead. Oh, we lagging. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Oh man, that days of YouTube. That's like some.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Eric Pedersen is in the chat. So, hey, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead because, you know, nepotism.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eric Pedersen says, hey, guys, we need to go skiing again this season. Yeah. I'll come to you this time. You're going to be disappointed, dude. The East Coast is way too warm yet. Blue Mountain doesn't have snow on the hills. I'll text you tomorrow about it. Nick, did your mom buy an SUV?
Yes, she got the Ford Explorer. And it's something that she's been enjoying. So I can't.
Eric, I will be in LA because I'm going to do the stopover.
Yeah, the stopover. You got to do the stopover
all the way down. But I will be in LA for 2 days. because literally, you know, when you come back from New Zealand, you arrive before you left.
Yeah.
So I get to New Zealand, I get to LA, and you know, you've been up all night. I remember we just like on and off slept that for like the second we got back, we had like 2 full days in LA.
Yeah.
And like the first day, you know, my flight is coming back, and don't worry, I'll get back to Eric Pedersen on this. My flight back from New Zealand arrives in LAX at 5:55 in the morning.
Ew.
So,
yeah. Yes.
It leaves Auckland, or it leaves Wellington at like 7:30 in the morning. And there's an hour flight to Auckland. And then there's, you know, the space transporters return to planet America. Yeah. And so I'm going to have 2 full days in LA, but the first day I'm going to be like zonked to hell. Although I'll probably get back to the hotel and be like, I just got in from New Zealand. Please give me a room.
Yeah.
At the DoubleTree. And they'll probably go, okay. And like, if everything goes well, they go, okay. And here's your warm cookie. And I'll go up there, eat the cookie, and just, you know, have the room to myself. I'll jack off twice, and then I'll go to sleep. Yeah. So, and then I'll probably wake up. It'll be like 3 p.m. and then I'll be ready to do something. So I guess, Eric, if you want to come up to LA, you know, and you need a hotel room to go to bed, you know, I've got a double room. Yeah, I
was going to say, you don't want to like share the bed jerked off in and had the warm cookie. And,
so just say anything tomorrow. Mysterious Senor Hitler. What counts as a regular car? I have an 06 Fusion. Does it run on 87 octane? And that is the measure. Does it run on cheap gas? If so, yes, it's a regular car. So by that token, my sport bike is a regular sport bike, even though it like has, I think, a top speed of 140. I think it's more like 130, and it accelerates really fast. It's still on 87 octane, regular bike. Echathon? Ethcon 1. Storm chasing vehicle build. Worth submit? ? Yes, and I want to know how you make money doing that. I'm sure
I have no loving idea. I mean,
like, I want to grow up and be a storm chaser. I had this girl I knew in Kutztown in undergrad in my dorm. I said she wanted to be going to storm chasing. I'm like, even then, I'm like, ask an accountant. Talk to an accountant how that works out.
This isn't like one of those chasing danger professions where you get hailed as a hero at the end of it.
Right.
You know, it's you have people saying, "Oh, that's cool," and then following it up with, "But why though?"
Yeah.
It's not okay. More power to you. Do what makes you happy in life. Stay safe. Don't die doing anything. But yeah, sure. Storm chaser build worth whatever. Submit.
The actual Team Ryan said, will the live streams between number 52 and number 53 be put up as a podcast?
Well, it's all as one. Yeah, because the Zoom is still running.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be a break between the stream dying. And it's all been running this whole time. So you'll be able to hear the ongoing chaos of us trying to figure out what it is we should be doing. And the ongoing chaos, even now, of us realizing that the stream is in no way optimized, which is fine because
it's still going just fine here.
I mean, no, that looks fine. It looks me. Yeah.
I can have this on as like a second monitor.
Nice. I was watching the Down the Rabbit Hole on Rajneeshpuram, which is great. And I feel like I always come around at the end of a Down the Rabbit Hole wondering why they haven't made a movie about X yet, of just, whoa, dude, that's so ridiculous. Because it's just a weird fanatical cult. And I'm wondering what it is about these people, you know, these charismatic leaders that inspire all this strange devotion that's unspoken in a way of just.
And can it still exist today?
I mean, I think it can, without getting political, but but yeah, it's just one of those things that I think at a certain level, I'm kind of surprised that it was allowed to get as far as it did. So yeah, but definitely I've been on a big Down the Rabbit Hole kick Like the Final Fantasy house one is my favorite one.
Oh, that's so
because it's so creepy, and because it took place at Penn State, and I didn't. Now, granted, it happened like 10 years before I went there.
Okay.
Or wait, no, it was only like 4 or 5 years before I went there. What am I saying?
Wow.
So yeah, but I had never heard about this story before. So it's like,
did he say the address where the house was?
I don't recall because it's been a while since I watched it, but it was basically, you know, just I have vague memories of maybe where it was, but so maybe he did mention like whereabouts, but it was just in State College, PA, and it's these two weird people who sort of indoctrinate other people into this weird house and based off of Final Fantasy characters through forums, because it's like all that early days of the internet nonsense. And I just I
go watch the YouTube channel Down the Rabbit Hole.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, everything about it's good.
Yeah, it was on my. I answered it on a Twitter question today of like if you could only watch one YouTuber, and that would be the one. Although I did find this other YouTuber last week who's basically like down the rabbit hole, but for about sort of YouTube stuff.
Oh,
and it's more funny than creepy. Like Frederick Knudsen, who does Down the Rabbit Hole, more of an informative approach. This guy, the channel is called The Right Opinion. It basically takes an informative but like semi-comedic approach, and it's more there's more bombast in the editing, so it's kind of out there, but it's interesting stuff too.
Look at that.
Yeah, there it goes.
It's choppy.
Rock and roll. But
all right, so now that the stream is choppy again, I'm going to right click and see if the computer is doing the exact same thing as it was doing before. Start task manager. All right, look at that. This is different. When running Chrome, it's
not.
It's at 25%. So okay.
So I guess we run them in Chrome. Oh, it's still not ideal, but
no,
it's, you know, I'm
waving my hand like this so I can see what the frame rate is. It's choppy as fuck.
I wonder if Microsoft Edge, like the one they ignores, and somehow it would be because is
that a browser?
Yeah, it comes on Windows 10, and they keep trying. Every now and then I'll get a little pop-up of them trying to get me to use it. And they'll say, well, it runs 15% faster than Chrome, or some like non-zero percentage faster than Chrome. And I just never use it. I think I used it once so that I could be on 2 Reddit accounts at the same time. But other than that, it was kind of
David Irwin says, what do you guys think about the AMC Hornet? I love it. My parents had one, but sold it before I turned 7 years old, and I don't remember much about it. I think it's fantastic, and I had never even drove it. It was in one of those. It was in it was in a Bond film. It was the one that barrel roll over the river. It was one of the Roger Moore ones, which doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah, no,
I'm Bond forever.
Well, I'm not much of a Bond scholar either, which is kind of the problem. Also, we skipped 2 after the storm chasing vehicle.
Okay,
so
storm chasing vehicle, Bob Schlabowabowicz. What is your opinion on Ford's deciding to sell all consumer cars? Oh, this question again. In North America. Thank you for your donation, Bob. Except the Ford Focus, Active, and Mustang. Oh, they're keeping the Focus going. I'm glad they did that. I think I'm not happy with it, but I understand they're hedging their bets. Wait, that's not the right term. They're playing it safe.
Isn't that kind of like what hedging your bets is? I'm not really that sure about colloquialisms, but
I don't gamble because I think it's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. If I wanted to lose money, I'd go join. I'd go subscribe to a cam girl. If I wanted to lose money,
I'd buy a new Mercedes. Waka waka waka. I think they'll in the United States of America. Not Ben 101. Thank you for your donation, not Ben. Are timing chains always better than timing belts? Better in the long run, but they are more expensive to produce. Timing belts are cheaper but have to be replaced. Timing chains are more expensive, but they last longer. Pick your poison. I'm a fan of timing chains, although sometimes timing chains do skip teeth and you may run into a problem. Of course, that's all down to the timing chain tensioner, if there is one. Sometimes there isn't. Timing belts are just fine as long as you replace them when the owner's manual says to replace them. It's just a consumable good, and that's all it is. The actual Team Ryan, thank you for your donation. Will the live streams between, okay, we did this one. David Irwin, AMC Hornet. Crazy Jack 56 says, have you ever played Tokyo Extreme Racer? No, I have not. It's a weird series of racing games where all you do is race weird street racing terms, or where all you do is race weird street racing teams on Japanese highways. It would be neat if it was the for real highway.
Huh.
There isn't enough of that where it's real streets. And,
yeah. I was playing Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 and tried to find the Jacob Javits Center, and they didn't have it there. But now there are certain like buildings they couldn't get the rights to, I guess. So they just put in, whatever the hell. But I know like where it's supposed to be, because it's a few blocks, well, more than a few blocks down from Madison Square Garden. So I don't know.
Question then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I don't know. The PS4 Spider-Man is the best interpretation of Spider-Man that I've sort of seen in a while. So yeah.
Is the last time you rode the Bieber bus, does it still use the ferry? Or are they kicking out yet now?
They've changed it now. I haven't been to New York since Comic-Con, and they were using the ferry then, but I had a friend who has been there since and says that like they got the service from the Bieber bus restored. And now, but instead of taking you to the Port Authority, it just shits you out on like 32nd Street or whatever. And then when it's time to leave, you go back to that street that they dumped you out on, and you just sort of are waiting out there in the cold like an asshole. So it's just stupid. Now, granted, maybe that was just their experience. Maybe they just went on one of those like tours that like my aunt puts on that are a day trip. And the day trip, instead of using the Port Authority, they'll drop you off in the middle of a metropolitan area for shopping purposes. And then you just go back to the street they dropped you off on, and the bus will be parked there. But if it's not, then, you're waiting. And it's just, my problem with just using streets is that there's no way to regulate the knowledge of whether or not the bus has already come or if it's, yet to come. And it's a regulatory nightmare. And, I don't know if there's an employee, like a bus type employee just standing there on the street or what. I know for my aunt's tours, there aren't. So it's just, well, this is the time it's going to be here. So be here. And I'm looking forward to New York. And I'm considering doing the Philly Auto Show too, just for giggles, because I never have, and I love conventions. Like I get low and make it clap for a convention. Like that's
see, we got David Irwin, Extreme Racer, got that. Thank you guys. Moving on up, we got Bryce Taylor. Stream is like 1 frame a second. Unbelievable. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Yeah. There again around.
This is stupid.
Yeah, there's a 4-alarm dumpster fire. But
back on the laptop again, or be plugging this. See, the weird thing is when I use this to live stream, the Amazon fine. It's fine. It doesn't lag. It doesn't do anything.
Same with my tablet. Like I've never had any, and it's the exact same. It's $70 Amazon Fire tablet.
Yeah.
So hilarious. But yes.
Gosh, look at that.
I mean, due to the inconsistency of the stream, we'll probably break out the sign soon, or a sign. I don't know if you still have the sign.
Yeah, I still have the sign. Let me go to Task Manager and see what this computer is doing. Well, Oh, look, it's
fluctuating. It went from 35% to 23 to now it's 38% and
24.
Man, it is all over the map.
The CPU usage of this old Lenovo I bought in 2012.
Damn. That is
all right. Now it's down again.
United States of struggle.
Yeah.
But
hopefully with Justin Lose's laptop, it'll be more consistent.
Maybe.
Of course, I don't have it on stands, do I? I wonder how hot this laptop is right now.
I'm going to take a leak.
It's not really that hot. I mean, it's just warm. It's just normal operating temperature.
It just needs more power, I guess.
I guess. Anyway. I hope the audio works. Let me just do an audio check here with the tablet.
I guess.
Anyway. Yeah, the audio sounds all right. Let's see. Bryce Taylor, any plans for a Western PA RCR meet? I'd love to bring my Del Sol to a meet, but it's hard living in West Virginia to drive to Texas, California, East PA, etc. Yeah, I could do one. Have to be with me because it's hard. It's very, very hard doing a car meet where it's just me. I feel so on the spot and there's a lot of pressure to be entertaining. But if Nick's here, then at least we can do a tag team match. So to be specific, Bryce, no, I have no plans for a Western PA car meet. But I will, Twitter is the best place to know if I'm going to do a car meet and if I say I'm going to be anywhere. Robert S., thank you for your donation. You guys ever go on to Roast My Car? Yeah, I went on there once or twice. I feel you would have a blast. I like it, and I'm happy that I don't have to create the content. Also, Roman, what's your highlight from 2018? I've already asked Mr. Regular. Well, we'll throw this question to Nick when he gets back. MH Taylor says, holy shit, I haven't been able to catch you guys live in weeks. Here's my normal $5. Thank you, MH Taylor. I love you both. Thank you. I love you too.
Love you too.
Dr. Squared says, CR Resnal is also a good historical gun channel. Oh, that's cool. So we have a question for Nick that I saved here. From Robert S. Asks, what is your highlight of 2018?
2018 was kind of a crummy year for me. I mean, New Zealand, despite of the whole unpleasantness with the grandmother situation, New Zealand was still a memorable experience. So was Austin. And I realized that each year, a lot of the highlights of my year are the same. It's either some girl, or it's New York Comic-Con, or it's hanging out with my family on some holiday related thing. And man, I mean, I really didn't enjoy 2018 that much. No, but the work was the best part of it. Like, that's why, you know, like if I hadn't had this, I would have fallen apart in 2018. Like, this was keeping me sad to see go. And I don't know, I guess getting to sort of travel more was nice. I would love to sort of I don't know. It's also getting to the point where I'm able to more confidently do. Yeah. I think if I had to pick a one particular highlight, it would probably be the Austin meet, just because I really enjoyed that and met a lot of really nice people, and that was a fun experience. I think like the meets tend to be easy for me because I don't think people expect as much from me necessarily as they do from you, because I don't have characters. Like,
that's true. People are waiting to hear me do the Bradley voice.
Like Bradley voice, Uncle Pull Tab, like all the characters.
Uncle Pull Tab is tough. I forget how he goes.
Yeah, no, sometimes, and that'll happen of just, you know, sometimes I think the characters that are rude in somebody are easier to pull up. Like DJ Double Lunch is just a heightened radio voice.
Yeah.
and Harold Slavinsky is just like Dr. Schwartz.
So
it's just, but yeah, so that was the highlight of my 2018.
Cool. The Real Newman says, no question, you guys rock. You rock. Thank you for
Thank you.
letting us live.
Yeah.
Love the trips. Cool.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed them.
Durango, Colorado is a great spot to fly into, and we'll get you close to the Purgatory Ski Area. There's a place called the Purgatory Ski Area. San Juan Mountains are beautiful. Ooh. I think realistically, if we did
well, I should have figured because you can get nonstop from Philly to LA. So why not Denver?
You can get nonstop from Philly to Austin. So to the mountains, because ski areas, there's never a direct route, with the exception of like Kent, Pennsylvania. So cool. Thank you, Josh. John Politic. Polactic.
I have no hope of John
Polacek.
Polacek.
You want a Yajekchik. I know how to say that. Open Task Manager and find out what's eating your CPU. Well, it was clear it was Firefox earlier, and now, but Chrome just like starts eating it and then it stops eating it. So we're good and then we're bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Justin Lowe says he's going to give me that an old MacBook, and maybe that'll get me more modern processing power for this.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine. Dr. Ryan, 1994 says starting a laptop fund and asking the Roman. He's been keeping up with JoJo's.
Bizarre Adventure. Well, I mean, I haven't because I'm waiting for it to come out on a platform I actually have. But I mean, I'm also one of those people who doesn't need to consume the media right away. Like I'll get to it when I get to it, that type of thing because I always feel that there's so much to consume in a way that it's almost overwhelming. And I don't know. I just watched Bodyguard on Netflix, which is a fantastic series. It's a British show with a Scottish man who is back from the war in Iraq, and he gets picked to sort of bodyguard this member of the British Parliament. And I'm making it, I'm making it sound super exciting. No, but it really is. It's 6 episodes, and it goes by in a whiz, and each episode is completely different from the one before it. But on the subject of anime, like I'm watching Cowboy Bebop because I realized in my youth I had only ever seen half of it. So I'm sort of like starting that over again. And now I haven't been back to it in like 2 weeks. So I keep sort of neglecting things that I mean to be getting to because, there's work to do. And you can't necessarily always find time to binge things. But sometimes, like if I can't sleep, it's something to do. Having the option, I suppose.
Yeah. One regular chat says they only answer super chats. This is Dindu Nufflin. They only answer super chats and very, very slowly, even for those. Well, when Nick and I are here, we tend to have a conversation with each other, and hopefully that's interesting for people. It's a lot easier when I'm here just for myself and you ram through questions. Thank you very much for everybody who's donating to Super Chat. You're funding our travel budget. Yeah. And by the way, RCR Toronto will be in August of 2019.
Yeah.
Dr. Ryan, it was that question about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. F5 for freedom.
Yeah. Someone also asked if I'm going to Anime Milwaukee. I don't know what that is. The only anime convention I've ever been to was Otakon, and that was like 10 years ago. And I was only brought along because the friends that I was going with they all needed someone who was over the age of like a certain age to book a hotel room. And I was like a year older and could. Yeah. So I don't know, but I had fun there, but it's one of those things where I'm a very casual anime guy. So I can't really say that I know anything or have seen all the essentials or I don't know. Uphill battle.
Caesar Lohan. Cesario JPN. Thank you for your donation. Is SEMA on the RCR date book for the future? The answer is no. Sorry. I going to car shows, maybe having New York right there kind of spoils us, and the idea of getting on a flight to Las Vegas and getting a hotel. Now, we haven't been to Las Vegas. I've never been. Have you?
No.
Okay, so we have to go to Las Vegas at some point. That would be an excellent reason to go to SEMA. The real Neil goes every year because he works for Bose and has this whole thing. And he said, "Hey, we're going again." And it's always like SEMA's like around now. It's like I think it happened last week. Which is weird to like immediately after the holiday season. Those are going to be early January. I don't know what flights are like. Anyway,
yeah.
I mean, it'd be all in the travel budget, sure, but I don't know what Vegas feels like, and to me, it just sounds like a whole bunch of stepdads going wild, and that's not my idea of a good time. What I really, really want to do in Vegas is to go take a motorcycle out into the desert. That's what's fun for me. Although I'm open to someone who like lives in Vegas to say, okay, here's what you're going to do. Let me show you around.
Yeah.
A local guide. Because I have no desire to go into casinos at all.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Brendan lives in Vegas, but he works in a casino. He's a blackjack dealer. So deals many card games. So yeah, it's just a place that is, by his description, fairly exhausting. And I can't imagine keeping up with that, like it being that way all the time.
Yeah.
But then I think the same thing of New York, of how do people live here and manage it?
I remember when we went to that first year of the auto show, and we're there in that tiny little hotel room.
Yeah.
And looking down on the street and like, wow, it doesn't end. The people.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Mechanical Dan says, sorry about all the stinger questions. It's okay, man. And I appreciate the extra super chat. Thank you. Thank you for the dollars. Dickhead Bear. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Dickhead Bear. That could be like the name of like a heavy porter at some hipster microbrewery. Dickhead Bear. I'm in a car wash. It has lasers. That sounds like a pretty good car wash.
Yeah, it does.
Because if you're going through an automatic car wash, like they used to terrify me as a little kid. Going through the automatic car wash. I used to go in the back of the car and put my head down and hide.
Is it a claustrophobia thing?
I don't know what it was. And then later I learned to love them. Later on as a little kid, I loved the automatic car wash.
No, my mom never did the automatic car wash. I don't know why, but anytime we went to go wash the car, it was like this family thing. So we're going to drop the coins into the little vacuum thing and vacuum the back. And I guess like my brother and I would kind of take turns holding the hose. And then, same thing with the water, same thing with drying it off. Like we were there. It was a whole day activity. Well, not a whole day.
Do it yourself car wash?
Yeah, the do it yourself car wash. It was like, then we'd go to the Giant up on like Mount Penn and we do the grocery shopping. Now this isn't every week, but it's the same Giant where back in the day, like we didn't have a VCR. We had to rent the VCR from the Giant along with whatever movie we were going to watch. And then we'd get a little package of Trix popsicles. And that would kind of be Saturday when you're like 6 or 7 years old. And so it's just one of those strange memories of that's what it ended up being. So I never really got into the whole like automatic car wash thing until like way later.
Someone showed me a picture of an automatic car wash. It's the ones that is entirely indoors. Like you get out of the car and the car rides on a conveyor belt.
Oh yeah. I've seen those.
But while you're watching the car go, there's like games for the kids, like a carnival game. Like they get through the glass on their side of the glass, they get a carnival style water cannon that they can shoot the car with water as it goes by.
Yeah.
And it has a button that will work.
Now that I've never seen.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's pretty clever.
Next question was Eric Pedersen's question, and we answered that already. Including the thing about mom's SUV. Yeah, you have thank you so much, Eric, for the $10. I owe you a beer, man. You have a direct line through to me with a text. But thank you anyway, Eric. Lisa E. Can you do my essay on To Kill a Mockingbird? It's due tomorrow and I need the grade. You have to ask me like, here's a confession. I never read it.
Oh, wow.
Because it was never assigned and I didn't chase it down.
Yeah, that's the thing of like, if it's not assigned, there's no real reason to chase it down. It's kind of like, I never read Fahrenheit 451.
Dude, I read Fahrenheit 451 in its entirety while taking a shit. I read that entire book on the toilet and my legs were like numb. And the bath water went cold because I was still like taking baths at that point. I must have read that book in middle school. And I read the entire thing on the toilet. I think I read like the first 10 pages in my bedroom, but I read the entire book on the toilet. To me, it was a page turner.
Man, I'll have to check it out. I never read Catch-22 either. Because again, like never assigned. Of course, like Paradise Lost, you get that assigned like 5 times between like undergrad and grad school, to the point where like I was sick of it, and you could literally just use one paper to. Yeah, it's just what are you gonna do?
It's. I don't think verbose is enough to describe that piece of Paradise Lost. You know when you go and do like a hometown diner and the placemat is advertisements for other businesses?
Yeah.
That's like it. They're talking about a million of them. What the fuck are you talking about? You think this would be an amazing book? You're journeying through hell. No, that's Dante's Inferno.
Well, no, yeah, no, Paradise, yeah, same shit. And like, yeah, I get it. It's the problem that I had with Moby Dick, in that, okay, you're trying to tell a story and then you break off to give me a recipe for clam chowder.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this in the book? Like, it's almost like, was he hungry? Was Melville like hungry and he just wanted to write about food? Is it a George R. Martin thing? Like, why are you talking about clam chowder? Like, just get on with it. And it's, I don't know.
I got the time. I got the pages.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Dickhead Bear. Oh, we already. Oh, there's a new guy. Same guy. Wait, did I even? Oh, he said something else. I have a 276 horsepower Toyota Arion. I don't know what that is.
He's from New Zealand.
Yee. Oh wait, and I learned. Juliet says they don't say yee down there.
They don't?
No,
that's unfortunate. I'm trying to get on
succinct too.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I agree with you, or totally. I have to cut it from my language.
We don't have to. You can just make it
my thing.
Yeah, a you thing rather than a you by way of New Zealand thing.
Yeah. Dickhead Bear, I have a 276 horsepower Toyota, however you pronounce that, and we don't have it here, so I don't know what it is.
It's a bit of a sleeper. Thinking about putting some sticks on it and trolling a track day. Yay or nay?
Toyota. Well, yeah, if you look that thing up.
Let me look at Toyota.
I'm guessing it's a mom mobile, and that would be fun. And thank you for your donation, sir. Dickhead Bear. Hyper Glack. No, High Glack. High Glack. Hey Glack. It's a Roman question.
Oh, and this is the Orion.
That's a Camry.
Yeah,
there you
more
go.
or less. Oh, hey Roman, you want to buy Project Mustang? I'm selling my 97 Cobra for $5,000. The trans rattles in neutral, and I want a more reliable daily. Not really. I'm happy with what I got. Thank you for the offer, though. I mean, it sounds nice. Yeah.
I mean, it's a 97 Cobra, so yeah, it's double cam modular, trans rattles and everything. They're cool, but I will sniff my own farts the moment SN95s become collector's items, not counting the Cobras.
Yeah.
M Beats, hello M Beats, thank you so much.
Ooh, another me one. I have just one question. Roman, when are you coming to LA? Hopefully soon, at some point in 2019. Because I really do love kind of just chilling out in the city without having any sort of particular goal in place. Like one of my favorite, well, I guess this was one of my highlights of 2018, was just wandering around Los Angeles that day where like there was nothing going on. And I went to the Peterson and I went to the Walk of Fame and I went to the Scientology museum to take a leak, and then realize like I was in the Scientology. I didn't even know what building I was walking into. I just thought like, hey, they have or this looks like a place that has a bathroom, and there's just a giant bust of L. Ron Hubbard's head behind a weird waterfall, or no, in front of a weird waterfall. And so when I realized what it was, I felt like awkward and had to pretend to be interested. So I gave her like 2 minutes to talk about stuff and give me literature and a coupon for the next time that I was there, because it was closed or they were closing, and apparently a tour takes an hour. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's hard enough to give an hour to this. I don't know how people give their lives to it.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things. And apparently it's just, you know, I remember that Leah Remini podcast with Rogan where she's talking about how every member has to give like 2 hours of service to the church minimum every day.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I hardly give 2 hours of consideration to my own mental stability, much less to the well-being of a random philosophy or theology or
bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, Will the Pilot, ooh, cool, an aeronautical guy, 342, always love the content, super unique and a ton of laughs. How did your feeling of cars change when you started riding motorcycles? The answer is the opposite. Just started biking and it killed sports cars for me. Yeah. I was a bike guy before I really was a car guy. I mean, I always liked faster and unique cars growing up, but they were cost prohibitive. Whereas you could buy $700 get you a lot of performance on an old JDM bike, and certainly $3,000 gets you a sport bike. So I had a number of motorcycles before I had cars. So maybe that's why I never really gravitated toward really fast vehicles, because I already scratched that itch with motorcycles, and to a greater extent scratched it early on when I got good at skiing, because that is some terrifying speed. It's all sensation of speed. I think being a big skier kept my desire to go fast on the road in check, knowing that it's all perspective. I mean, yeah, you can talk about getting on an airplane and, oh, you're going 300 miles an hour. Yeah, and it's another 2 hours to Austin. What's your point? So, whereas 40 miles an hour on a pair of skis, you are in the zone going that fast. So it's all perspective. Still love fast bikes, though. And thank you for your donation. Very generous, sir. Camera Bird, and I think this might be our last one.
There's another super chat that's literally just money, but that just came in.
Camera Bird. Hi, Mr. Regular. I know you already did an AE86, but I've got something. It's a 1986 Nissan S12 hatch. Okay. Manual. I'm in Florida, but if you're interested, I wouldn't mind hesitating to drive it to PA after the winter season. Please don't. Thank you so much for, take the compliment, Brian. Thank you so much for wanting to drive it all the way up to Pennsylvania. I mean, I really won't stop you, but it's hard to do those will come to you big trips, because you're now at the whim of weather. Because even in the summer, we can have those days where it just pours and it's really crappy. I kind of want to be in Orlando when the Million Mile Lexus gets there. So that may be a me trip, just to drive down there. And also, speaking of trips, I did start looking at flights, and this would require us getting a fixer, but flights for RCR Puerto Rico to do that.
Nice.
So, and there is a direct flight from Philly to San Juan.
No, of course there is. Of course there is.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like 4.5 hours.
Oh, wow. Didn't think it'd be that short.
Yeah. So I guess the whole deal is like if you're going to Florida or something like that, they get to swing out over the ocean, so they don't have. Because the big problem about Northeast flying is you have Washington D.C. and that gigantic no-fly zone around it. All these flights have to go wide around D.C. The only people who can fly, like you can fly into Dulles, I think. But as you approach DC, and this is coming from Tony Airlines, there's this whole how do you do a Secret Service and the military and everything that you're a plane coming into DC. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
You know, and it's every commercial flight has to deal with something special to fly into DC or Dulles Airport. So I guess it's easier when you're going down because then you can just go out over the ocean and just open up the throttle and just jam on down there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that was Camera Bird, and you said there was another one after it.
Yeah, Hayden Hicks. It's $15. Thank you so much for the donation. No question.
All the way down there. I'm scrolling there. Wait, Hayden Hicks. Thank you so much. No question, but thank you so much for fueling us, so to speak. And the stream is still solid right now.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Oh, Hayden Hicks says something else. Your content has provided more than $15 worth of entitlement or entertainment. Bless you, RCR.
And bless you right back. And I think that'll be a wrap. Thank you for sticking with us through this chaotic stream.
No, wait. Nah, I shouldn't go to the Brick House on a Wednesday. They probably have drink specials. Probably the kitchen is closed.
Yeah,
of course I wouldn't mind just walking down there and having a beer and walking back.
Yeah,
they probably close at 10 though.
Probably do.
Not that I wouldn't have anything to talk about. You're like, hey Ashley, hey.
I mean, we'll look it up.
RCR New Jersey, where you only talk about how crappy their infrastructure is. The roads leave a little bit to be desired, I suppose. RCR visits RCR New Ringgold. You pull it. I've been up there a few times when you got to pay $2 to get into a junkyard.
Yeah. No, yeah, they say the Brick House, the little icon says closes soon.
Yeah, okay. Won't go there. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Dentist appointment.
And then we're writing after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll write.
In the usual place?
Yeah, in the usual place. That'll be good. I'll be fresh from the dentist after that. Just their teeth cleaning.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
They're keeping an eye on one tooth that's in the back that may have to come out at a certain point because it's like old and it doesn't have a pair below it. So it's doing nothing up there and it's kind of sitting weird. And you think maybe we'll dig it out and pull it. And I'm like, no, I've been through this ordeal before when I was young. I mean, it sucks, but if it means not having a piece of rotted tooth up there that,
that starts to smell because it's a dead tooth or whatever.
Yeah.
And then everything hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Go to the dentist.
Go to the dentist tomorrow. Yeah. They'll probably take another x-ray. Why teeth? I don't know.
Why not teeth?
Well, then we'd either be alpacas. They just have teeth on the bottom, I think. Or birds. Some birds have teeth. Do they? I don't know. Like old prehistoric things. This is more like a Joe Rogan type question.
Yeah.
What if birds had teeth? Dude, if a bird had teeth, it freaking chop your nuts off.
I mean, that's pretty great, but have you tried DMT? It's just
Yeah, this is at the end of it. Justin Bernash said he'd be coming by sometime. That may be a podcast between me and him.
That'd be cool.
I ought to tell him not to come up after I get the new laptop from Justin Lose and make sure we can finally have a podcast with like no hitches after any of this sort of thing. Am I ever coming to Chattanooga, Tennessee? I'm sorry, I have no plans, Foster, to come to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm sure it's a great town, but it's because of you that we have the travel budget to travel at all.
Yeah.
you know, we're a much smaller channel than other ones.
Yeah, between this and like these super chats and the Patreon, that's how we go anywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes the occasional company will be like, hey, we'll get
automation. That was how New Zealand happened.
Automation on it, like really cool people, and it's not technically like any sort of sponsorship because they're literally, it's just sort of like, hey, if you want to come down here, like we got you. And it's incredibly generous, considering what, you know, it is to be able to.
I think I'm staying with
Andrew and Caswell.
Yeah.
Well, hey, they had a really nice place. And one of my favorite things, they have a badass BioShock aquarium, which is the game BioShock. So it's
upstairs.
Yeah. So the city of Rapture is just the aquarium. It was so awesome. And they had other thing is that I think it was the last night where they ordered Indian food from a place, and it was the first time I didn't get sick. And I'm like, I finally get Indian food now. Like that makes so much sense to me now. But yeah. Oh, this person says, if I don't talk to you before, happy YouTube anniversary. It's on the 12th.
Very first time I made the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
In 2012.
Yeah.
I think it goes back all the way. And then RCR started becoming a thing in 2014.
Yeah. I'm coming up on my YouTube anniversary of like creating a YouTube account, not actually posting any video of it. Because like I do videos with my nephew called on my personal channel called Limited Time Roman, and sometimes I do sort of advice videos that are just about dealing with anxiety or depression or other things. And so when I'm doing those, I don't really think of it as being like a YouTube channel, because and that's why like I almost never plug it outside of like, well, okay, I'll post on YouTube and Instagram or on Twitter and Instagram of like, hey, I have a new video up. But like at most I get maybe like 47 to 150 some views or something. So it's just like, what are you really, hey, that's another highlight of 2018 of getting to do those things with my nephew. But yeah, family's great. I'm running out of things to say.
Yeah, me too.
I've lost my perspicacity.
I am. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you to everybody who donated on the super chat. And thank you to everybody who donates to RCR's Patreon. It's in the info, or it's in the link in the description. It's way deep there, along with all the merch and stuff. We appreciate it. It's the reason we can get out there.
Yeah.
RCR Toronto will be in August, and there's probably, we got to do a meet or something in June, something like that.
Absolutely.
We'll figure something out. Maybe we can work something out with Justin Burnash.
Yeah, just
work something out with him. That way it can benefit the MR2 shop as well, because he's one of the few guys who's fighting the hard fight, keeping MR2s on the road.
Yeah.
If we want to have, that would be a reason to have the RCR Jersey meet.
Yeah.
Because we just go out there to Stanhope.
Yeah.
It'd be a long day getting out there.
But still, it'd
be a reason to hang out with Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining us for the RCR podcast. It will be up in its entirety on the Shout Engine as soon as we get off of here. Well, not immediately. We still got to upload it and everything. But other than that, I am Nick.
I'm Brian.
Thank you once again.
Have a good night. And we're out.
Nice.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm just waiting for it to finish on the Zoom here. Processing. There, it did it. So now we get to put it all up on iTunes. So have a very good night, guys.
Have a good night.